Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings at the chapel.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just heard the bell toll one out there.
I did.
That's a clue.
That is a clue on campus.
And it's a beautiful day. Look, got my sweater on. You got a sweater on?
Yeah.
Got a little chill in the air there.
For sure.
And I understand it's going to be chilly really tomorrow, down in the 20s.
I try not to look ahead at that denial.
What?
Mm-hmm. I try not to look ahead because I don't like being cold.
Mm-hmm. I look ahead because I had to pick a sweater for tomorrow. So if it's down in the 20s, I'll make it a little heavier.
Oh,
sweater.
you go for that
Irish
fisherman sweater.
Right, if it goes up into this, it's going to be in the 60s and all that, I have to wear a cardigan so I can take it off. Because, you got to go with the flow a little bit there. So.
That's true.
You mentioned go with the Irish fisherman sweater.
I know,
What's
that
happening
was a
with
good
the Irish?
lead-in, wasn't it?
Yeah, slid it right in there.
We have a group of clergy from Ireland led by Bishop Ken Clark and his beautiful wife Helen. They're arriving on Thursday evening, and they will be with us until Tuesday, the following Tuesday afternoon. So we're making all kinds of plans for all the different ministry areas that they would like to see and participate in. I sent them the itinerary last night, so looking forward to having them on campus. You will see them if you attend, you'll see them at 528 service. They're going to go to that service to see it, and then Bishop Kim will be preaching here at the 9 o'clock chapel service and at the 10:30 service. And you will see a lot of them if you're watching online or in person. They're going to be our readers and chalice bearers, and they're going to be participating in the services with us that day. So that's a nice treat. Yep. I don't think we've done that before. He's preached before, but I don't think
we haven't incorporated the others into it.
Incorporated them before.
It's and that's been a relationship over, 15 years maybe. We've taken teams over there, and they brought teams over here, and it's just about getting a different view of how God's doing His work in different parts of the world. And if you don't look beyond yourselves, all you see is what you're seeing, and that's hard to believe there's anything else out there on either side of the ocean. So it's been a great blessing for us over the years in friendships. In information that's been gleaned and the way God's worked through that, and ongoing partnerships that we have. It's been really, really, really special. A God thing for sure. And that magazine that we've got coming out, you can read about how it all started. Right,
and in the e-news this week on Thursday at 3, Bishop Ken, there's a little excerpt from him about how what they're coming for, what they're hoping to glean from us and over the years. And then also we have a magazine coming out on Thursday at 3 o'clock in that email as well. And there's an article written by, a much lengthier article written by Bishop Ken in the magazine as well, which will have all kinds of information about youth, Easter services, Holy Week.
So that goes from now
winter through summer.
Through like June, or does it go further than that?
Well, we mentioned we don't have the details in yet because we don't have the details to give yet for our summer series, but it'll go through July. Happenings between now and July.
And that gives you a good overview and peek at what's coming, but more than a peek, it's an opportunity. You can see where you can plug in.
Absolutely.
And put things on your calendars so that you don't find yourself the last minute overbooked with whatever it is that you overbook with. And there are lots, I saw, to finish proofing it, there are lots of invitations to be involved in one way or another, too.
Lots of invitations, sure.
To feed yourselves, but also to serve others, and that's a big part of what we're doing here, serving other people.
Then in the e-news this week and in the magazine, you'll see we're going to start talking about Lent. Christmas we just finished decorating, taking everything down last week for Christmas, and now we're talking about Lent.
And it comes quick.
And it does. It comes quick. So mid-February this year is going to be our annual Shrove Tuesday pancake dinner and Ash Wednesday services. So
that's mid-February, and Yeah.
February
It seemed
17th,
like
this
last year
Shrove
was
Tuesday.
about as late as it could be, and this year it's about as early as it could be. And all those wonderful services during Lent are just very, very special in so many ways. So many ways. So what is that about in your hand there?
How many years ago did you start talking about each one, reach one? When did that start? How did that start first? Give us the history of each one, reach one. Started with the food bank, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong on that?
No, I think that's right. Sure. But it was an effort to try to move the parish beyond thinking about growing the church, to get to thinking about growing the kingdom.
Oh.
That our real purpose is to reach each one of us, reach one with the good news of God in Christ, so that no one would be lost. And I'm teaching this there in 2 Timothy. And that's, sometimes we get all balled up on that and say, well, the whole purpose of everything is to grow the church, to grow this parish or whatever. That's just an incidental thing. There's no salvation in a denomination or the church you go to or something like that. It's in Jesus Christ. So each one, reach one with the good news of God in Christ, so that no one will be lost. And that's been a long push, because it's contrary to what people tend to think an invitation is about. An invitation is about invariably come and be a part of what we're doing. And where really the church is about come and meet the reason we're doing it. And that's what we're reaching out with. The invitation is not to come sit in the pew by us, is to come and join a relationship that each one, that relationship that the one with the card has with the Lord, come and meet the man that I know. It's that idea. So it's an other-centered, God-serving approach, subtly through relationships, as opposed to a self-serving, let's build our congregation approach to the things. And that flip of mindsets is hard. It's hard because we invariably are self-centered people. That's the Adam and Eve nature that we have. And to get out of that and to follow Jesus, to live for him and not for ourselves, to give ourselves away instead of grasping and holding, that's so countercultural that you push and you push and you push. And so I'll really be preaching into that hard. Not this weekend, the Irish here, but the weekend after that and the weekend after that. I'll be on both campuses, and we'll be giving away these.
We're giving away newly designed magnets.
Refrigerator magnets, and and then we'll give one to every family.
So why magnets? That was to put on the refrigerator as a visual reminder all the time.
Right. So many that's. Sadly, there's a lot of people. I mean, that's the most frequently visited place is the refrigerator.
That's true.
So it's before your eyes. It's that constant reminder that there's why are you eating? What are things all about? So now you might take that bag and put it somewhere else, wherever your most frequented place is, but invariably it has some metal in it, so it's going to stick onto the thing.
We already have one on our staff refrigerator.
Yeah, there you go. There's some commercial that's out there now. I don't know. That little man, and it's a takeoff on that elf on the shelf kind of thing, And so he's dressed up like this elf, and he's in different places, and he's challenging people. And one of them, the man opens the door, and he's inside the refrigerator. He said, "Weren't you just here?" That idea where come on, you're in this refrigerator too much. That idea, but it is one of the most frequently visited places in the house. One of the places that we're working with now is the microwave's important. And your mom was cooking, and our microwave was on the fritz now, and so
Oh boy.
yeah, that's. And you know, you can use an oven, but it isn't the same because we're used to. You know,
We're used to fast.
We're used to. Here it goes. Here it goes. I talked to a man one time that was. I can't think of the fellow's name now. Anyway, he had fast food places, and he was a Wendy's person. And he said one of the things that he would do would be to go around and park outside of other fast food places with a stopwatch and see how long it took to get from the place where you placed the order until you picked your order up. And he said the standard that he had was 75 seconds.
Okay.
Now that's moving, see? But when people are going to the drive-through, that's what they're about. And if you're going to wait 5 or 6 minutes, you know, they're not coming back.
The exception to that is Chick-fil-A. People will sit in that line.
Yeah, but you know what Chick-fil-A did? They put it in the second line.
But even with the
To
second
move
line,
people
people
through.
will sit and wait for Chick-fil-A.
Which I don't know what that says, but it says something. And it says something. Maybe it doesn't say anything about Chick-fil-A. Maybe it says something about the other places that are so pitiful. You know that.
That's why, yeah, that could be. But you know you know what you're gonna get. I guess that's what it is. You know what you're getting is worth the wait. I
Yeah.
guess.
And you usually get it with a smile, I guess.
Right. You're treated well in the process.
Yeah. They've got that thing
Whereas
worked out.
other fast food places around town, I wouldn't wait
Yeah.
75 seconds.
I wrote with your mama through one of them, and they had the people there with the iPads, and
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that thing is organized now. Why? Because they want to get that product out. They got a good product, but they know if they spend forever to get it out, that's not going to
Right.
not going to outweigh
They've mastered the
the
system.
convenience part of it.
Right, the process
Of the
and the
go-through.
system.
Yeah. So I don't know why I got on that, but it's interesting at least.
Microwave.
Yeah, micro, yeah. So anyway, the Irish will be there for dinner Monday night, and then your mom was hot on the trail with your microwave. So I told her, I said, don't fiddle around, you know. And,
Well, yeah,
and
there's some
go to
things that
Walmart
are
and get something
nice.
to stick in there. You have a nice kitchen. Get what matches and what belongs in there. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Right.
So, and that'll be coming, I guess, sometime in February. You have to order those things. So, but it's worth spending some time to save some time. I guess that doesn't make any sense, but anyway. That's what
Spending time on this end to save time
to
later.
save time over a long haul.
Right.
Sure it is. Sure, now that makes sense. I'm reading I haven't read a fiction book in a long time, but I'm reading one now
What is it?
about a boys' boarding school and a young fellow that goes there to teach.
Okay.
And he's has a desire to become a minister. So it's about the formative years of that. And it's very interesting. Looking forward to seeing how all that works out. I didn't do like my mother did. I didn't read the last chapter to see whatever happens with that. But I think he's working in this school. It's a Episcopal boarding school for boys. He's working in it. He's finding himself. The old rector there is a solid man. He's helping to form him, mentoring. And I think what's going to happen is the fellow's going to become a minister and come back there and take the place of the headmaster who's there. I think that's what's going to happen. But that's yet to be revealed. I think I always love the nonfiction historical things. And I think a part of it is you know how it's going to end up, but you get to see how it all worked
How?
out.
Right,
Yeah,
the
you get-
unpacking of how it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, and there's so much depth in that.
Because you like that.
Oh yeah,
You know the end result. Well, how did that
that's
happen?
right. That's right. So I'm working through this young man now. He's growing up. Yeah.
I just finished a sweet book, and it was the first book by this author, and I cannot recall his name off the top of my head. And it was self-published, and it's called Theo of Golden, and it's the sweetest story set in a small town in the South. And as I'm reading it, it was highly recommended by several different people, actually in my Bible study. And on the second chapter, it mentions one of your best friends.
What?
Yes. He mentioned Granger McCoy. And I was like, I think I'm going to like this book.
There's a big plus there.
The author is from Georgia, so clearly they have some sort of connection in their circles. But it was really, really sweet book.
What, and you don't know the name of it?
Theo of Golden is the book. I'm going to pass it on to you. It's sweet.
Okay.
I don't remember the author's name.
Well, if you got it, I don't need to know it.
Yeah. It's a fast read. It's just really a sweet story.
I started out, I've got this book about the last lion, Churchill.
Yeah, and you told us about that last month. So
Whoa.
how many pages in are you on the 800-page book?
And when I'm trying to read that, the words get smaller.
Yeah.
The print's teeny to start out with. William Manchester, great historian. And he died before he finished the book, so somebody else
Right.
finished it up and all that. But I'm bogged down in chapter 2 now, so.
It's taken you that long to read to 2 chapters.
Well,
Nobody else is reading that book in all of humanity.
Well, that's
If it's taken
so
you.
something else. This other one came up, and so I just anyway.
It's sitting there.
It's sitting there.
And now
it's on the
it's-
top of the pile. It's calling me.
Right. It's nagging at you.
It's nagging
Chuck,
at me, and
you haven't completed the
I'll get back
the
to it at some
mission.
point in time. But right now, it's just too laborious. But you said it's an easy read. This is not an easy read.
No, mine was.
This is not an easy, and if you're reading for pleasure, you want something that's kind of easy. If you're reading for information, which I'm mostly doing, then I like some kind of combination of the two,
Right. And you read before you go to bed? Like, is that when you're reading that book?
But sometimes
See, I wouldn't make that.
on my day off, I'll read for an hour or two, something like that. But I usually read about an hour every day, at least.
That's a good rhythm.
Yeah. If you don't read, you're left with what you already have. Reading broadens your horizons in so many ways, and it's through reading that our vision of the world changes and is expanded. You get to see it through others' eyes, and if you don't have that, then all your world is just what you can see around you. And invariably, what we're able to vision is a function of what we have experienced, unless you broaden it by bringing in the experiences of others. We think in terms of the vocabulary that we have, unless you expose yourself to the vocabulary that others have. You ought to write that down. That was good.
That was good. I'll go back and rewatch this. Oh.
But you understand what I'm saying? So, and that's one of the main reasons I read. And I want to see how leaders did things so I can understand better leadership. And leadership principles will transfer. The particulars may not, but the principles will. And relationships. And I've got another book sitting there too, if I ever get through with that one. And that's about the relationships between Winston Churchill and Elizabeth II. He was a major player in her life. But not much is written about the relationship between the two because she's such a private person, And those kinds of relationships, by definition, are to be kept quiet. But now both of them are dead, and so now there's some stuff coming out on that, and I'm looking forward to reading that one. I already checked the print's bigger,
Good.
so it's more inviting. And
Already.
if I don't get inspired about the last line, I'm going to move that book ahead of it and shoot through that and see. So anyway, but we got the Irish coming.
We do, and we have leadership. You mentioned leadership. We have leadership on Saturday, so the Irish will be able to participate in that. And that is for anybody serving in a leadership role, whether on staff or lay leadership, small group leaders, ministry team leaders, God's Goods Food Bank team leaders. We usually do it twice a year. We did not do it in the fall. So this will be a little bit bigger group this week, or this month.
And that's going to be in the...
We're going to use the new dining hall in Cross Schools.
Wonderful. I've been in there. It's a beautiful place. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's utilized in a teaching situation. It's built for that.
It is built for that.
So being there that Saturday morning. And then the Irish will be leaving on Tuesday
Afternoon. So you'll do several leadership sessions with them, the workshop, and then
Have one Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, and then kind of
Another one Monday evening. We'll do debriefing after our meal together. I look forward to seeing all the folks who are coming. So we move from that
to Lent.
right in the midst. Boom. Right there.
To Lent.
Wonderful. All right. So what else do people need to know?
Those are the big things. God's Goods, there were announcements over the weekend at services that God's Goods is in need of volunteers specifically. The biggest need at the moment is warehouse. So that's sorting through a lot of what's being brought in. This time of the year is when people clean out and give away, seems like. So they have an influx of items and need extra hands to kind of sort
Now,
through.
do we know when the new facility is being opened?
I do not know, but the exterior is coming together pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks.
I was over there last week.
So when they get that certificate of occupancy, the extra volunteers are going to be that much more important.
Right. We'll really need volunteers then because the warehouse will be double the size. Because right now, when they run out of room, you have to tell people we're not taking donations right now. You don't want to do that, but sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yep.
So
That'll be a big plus.
yeah, so
Big
having
plus.
the new space. So that's a big need that we talked about over the weekend at services. Coming up this week, tomorrow evening is the last session of Lester Hardegree's church history. So he was here last week in my spot. I went last Wednesday night, and it was very interesting.
It wasn't here, though. It was
It's at the parish hall.
Parish Hall Historic Campus. Had a good group
6:30.
over there. Yep.
We had a good group, and it's very interactive. So he has a list of questions that are kind of common questions in Christianity and church history specifically. And he would just ask them, which one do you want to talk about? And then he would just start talking. He's like a living history book. It was interesting. It was really interesting. So I enjoyed that. We had a good group of people there for that. If you'd want to come, they're not necessarily connected. You can attend one without having attended last week as well.
And it's
They're
not a supper
independent.
thing. It's just
It's
come.
not dinner. It's just the teaching engagement time at 6:30.
Wonderful. And then we got the food bank, of course. That's always going on. Counseling Center, doing a lot of great things over there. And there's a lot of folks that are in need, not just for physical nourishment, but they need the spiritual that we offer there, and then they also need the emotional, and psychological care that we offer through the counseling. So we're trying to deal with all the different needs in a fashion that would be God honoring and lead to health, whatever that health might look like. So praise God for that.
All right, so bring your donations for the food bank. You can bring it at services or drop off here at the parish office anytime during the week. And we'll see you on Sunday or Saturday.
Or Saturday. Or sometime in between.
Or when you're serving.
That's right.
But we'll see you soon. So go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Blessings, folks. Be faithful in your prayers. Be faithful in worship. Be faithful in studying your scriptures. And be faithful in serving somebody else in God's name. Got a hug for you when I see you. Blessings.